Team Liquid
5
with
seconds
only
remaining.
Pixel and Dog.
I'm fine with waiting and all, but let's go!
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Casting Desk. I'm only Pixel, I'm here with Gods, we're ready to see VP up against Team. This one. Gods, we're not going to see the Spirit. Unfortunately, it is going to be Kuroki. He's going to be the man on the ES, so seeing if he can step into the boots of Jerax. It's good. Quite an ordeal for the man. But the job from Liquid, do you like it a bit more this time around in comparison to what we saw in Game 1 for them?
More stable.
Yep.
It's not like a all-in on the early mid-game with Growlhusker. A bit of everything. And you've got some players on more comfort heroes. Matu, what maybe is his best hero in Ursa, or at least one of his top 3. Miracle and Storm, like Slider for mind control. This just looks like a draft I would have expected Liquid to do coming to.
Well, do you like the decision to get Ramses on the spend this game? You feel it's something that can stand up against an Ursa and Liquid?
Damage to push buildings with, which was something they were lacking with Cormorant in mid. Gives them the high base armor against the Ursa, which is decent, as well as against the Slider, of course. So, as soon as it came out, I was like, oh yeah, that's a good pick. That's the kind of hero they need. But neither team to me has really won the draft, and then I think the Abaddon pick is maybe a bit dubious of a hero, so I'm not convinced that it's going to match up well. I was asking the same thing if the Fury.
Roaming around looking towards helping the other lanes try and secure kills?
Zone first.
Yep.
It's more likely they'll just completely zone him out. He's got a lot of HP regen, stout shield. He oversteps, go for the kill, but for the most part, it really comes down to how Pasha should recognize that this trial lane has a very high amount of skill power.
And obviously, as we've seen Pasha play the offlane Omni already today, he's obviously very used to on this new role that we're not used to seeing him on. His lineup is good, pushing himself across the map from the safe lane. If he's used to play on the safety on the offlane, playing Paladin arguably at the start isn't too different. You've got the defensive mechanisms to be able to walk yourself out of any danger. Get yourself out of harm's way if it starts to get a little bit too good.
Yeah, very, very similar hero. See, Liquid D-ward their side full camp here, so they're ready to zone Pasha out and then have this full camp to maximize their farm, their level gain. Be very annoying. I can't imagine we'll see any kills up top. It looks like Pasha's actually walking all the way back to just blocking, and he's not going to be having much fun. This is a lane he should get nothing out of. But similarly, Slider getting nothing out of his off lane is opted to go jungle, which is the right call and something that perhaps Pasha's think he did as far as getting an iron tap.
As you said, though, mind control being on the Slider, very familiar to seeing the lad pick up. Quid
Solo comes in.
Nearly able to disrupt there. Farming for mind control, but it's going to be the case. The mid lane matchup at the moment, 8 for 4, 8 for 5 for 2, so Miracle with the edge.
Yep.
And no one just slightly behind. Strong start for the Storm, and bottom lane, well, mind control. It's going to be going on. Here we have Solo, Lil, Ramses moving in. They have a lot of stun, a lot of control. They're bringing back into the Storm Hammer. Helps around him, and they'll take it down. And one of the reasons why mind control kind of avoided lane at the start is it's a very tricky lane to be in. There's just so much control from these 3 heroes.
Rough for it. So, Kuro's actually coming down to catch Pasha's pull. He rolled over the cliff, chopped some trees down to get there, but he knew immediately what Pasha was doing. And Pasha, despite not having the Iron Talent, can still slowly jungle with the stout shield build. Kuro's going to make sure that he sticks around to try and stop this.
No surprises there. Kuroki's first professional game on Earth Trip. It's very interesting to see if we do have him come out with the plays this game. A moment. Feet away with kills. Farm-wise, on the safe lane, but Timberman's Ursus 17 for 3. Mid-lane matchup, no one's been able to catch up with Miracle. Very, very good at the moment. And, it is Kuroki that is kind of looking towards the mid lane. He is able to make a bit of a go. For the moment, still just level 1, so about that second level, unlikely to have the control to deal with no one. Level 4 has leap available. D Kuroki backing off and maybe seeing if he can find something else happening up top, but all going to be spotted out by the warding here.
Skill. This is definitely a kind of loading.
The jump back up in the rest of the team. And Wilson's Charlie's going to hit. That's the don't want a nice scare off to Miracle. At the same time, though, top lane, Timmerman was able to move in and pull down non-Pasha, taking down that off-lane.
One of those funny things, you see an Ursa out below and you're like, oh, I can finally get XP and farm, and then you suddenly forget, oh wait, it's an Ursa with phase boots, level 5, and he just sold. That was not even any involvement from Oracle, but it's kind of this trap you get into an offlaner. You see the supports in mid, you see this pulling, or you can tell they're pulling based on the creep rim, and you just get a bit overconfident in what is a very unfavorable one.
Got his level 2, still yet to really get himself involved in any of the find an opening to do so. And they maybe need a mid lane. There's a wraparound. Lil, gently they'll set up in this timing where Miracle yet to hit that level 6. TPs will come through. And looks to be enough to Miracle alive this time. TP just not enough damage to bring down a Storm from full life.
Again, forcing a TP. They all bottom lane, they're going to go in. Looks like mind control. And trouble after being summed up.
TP's now going to come from Liquid down towards the bottom. See if they can turn this. Kuroki coming in with a boulder smash. Finding anything else other than solo as they take down the Lion. Crush the mind control will allow the Timberman to grip into a second, bringing Ramses out as well. The Liquid, as we saw, Oracle keeping towards the mid. Bowl wasn't able to do anything, but the rest of them with CPs at the available. The head down bottom and just crush VP. Playing quite aggressive there, coming behind the tier 1 and just overstaying their welcome.
Yeah, Slada doing a really good job juking the Sven there and getting away from him to stop that last auto attack he needed. Punished the overaggressive, but the real key player is Matu on the Earth, so rotating at a really opportune time, recognizing that he can get in, get those kills, and only Liquid find themselves in a slightly favorable position coming out of the early game. Mostly for the Ursa, the Storm is still having a bit of a rough time as far as getting this early farm.
Certainly looks to be a more solid start for Liquid as compared to game 1. More so the Liquid expected to see, especially in terms of laning.
The levels on the Abaddon now, it's 5. His counterpart Slada level 5. So both offlaners kind of managing to catch up now, coming out of the very rough early stages. The first 3 or 4 minutes were favourable. Here comes Thor.
Right, and that'll certainly be a freebie. Pressure taken down.
Deal with that toward there, but easily worth it for your mid lane to get a kill there. And as that's happening, it's Murano solo killing Earthquake mid.
Oh god, and already we see Murano having a very good game, especially in terms of experience, the levels at the moment. Lil and Solo smoked up. Ice towards mid, they want to make a goal on the Timberman. It's going to be hard because he does have him raid. They have the ways to fight through this all, and they're going to make the attempt. Leading with Axe, if they can stun lock him, should do the job. Tarn comes in perfectly, and the Timberman taken down. Very nicely done there by VP, not giving him the chance to enrage. Solo looks to be out of there. They don't. Oh, they've got a sentry. Oh, he's trapped in the middle of the trees. Cuts his way out, but he's down, and you could have purifying flames. So they will get the Lion, but they lose the Timberman. But as we saw from the bottom lane to the mid, VP, when they move around as a group, they have an insane amount of lockdown.
He's easily worth it, even with losing a line there. Perhaps avoidable, but either way, you've got the kill you're after. You've got out with your cores, and your two cores, Moran and Sven, are both in a very good position as far as their overall farm. You're starting to stack Ancients. Moran is top of the net worth, Sven is not far behind, and he's going to catch up and take over as soon as he starts farming those Ancient stacks. And that's something which so far has not been blocked, and Liquid may struggle to contest. They're not going to have an early blink on Ursa. He rotated a bit early, he slowed down his farm, and that death is really going to slow down any kind of blink time.
Down bottom, VP, tier 1, there's going to be the wraparound from Liquids. We'll see if they can catch them out. It's Kuroki, Bulba, Matuma Man coming to the jungle. Look at the wall solo first. They start to make a move in. Solo. Turn around, gets the stun onto Matuma Man, keeping himself alive, he hexes at the bear, but Matuma Man holds coming very early in this fight. He's going to move in for more, the arrow catching him off, Kuroki rolls in, so Raptors hits the two-man storm, Kuroki falling down and falling out, that's the Kuroki off. Matuma Man still trying to find Ramses, he will be able to get a kill, but he himself in trouble as he's surrounded by three, he's stuck in the tree line, they're going to lose a second off the back of it. Maybe even more, no one just forward, hit the arrow, Bulba walks straight into it, the X-Mark is all going to be there, Bulba brought back, he's down as well, and BP, they do lose Ramses, but they take the 3-for-2 trade. So really worth it there to come out slightly on.
They're doing so well, like Miracle can't come to these fights because he's behind on farm, so he's just trying to farm up the jungle, and as a result, BP just winning these fights by sheer numbers. They actually lose a hero and then a second because of the fact that Liquid was smoked up getting the better initiation, but VP able to commit more resources. They bring all 5 to the fight in the end. And Ramsey, even though he dies, he's instantly back to farming. He's got a big Ancient stack waiting for him on respawn, and that's something that Liquid, unable to contest, means Ramsey isn't really in that bad of a spot despite dying there. Despite dying for a second time as well. He's still top of the net well.
I put 110. The way that this is said, they've been keeping up the stack and such. I don't know. Obviously the double stack here for Liquid, but Matuma Man we have to clear it nearly as fast as it's been. Takes a fair bit of time from the old Fuzzy Wuzzy.
R2 is level 7 only. It feels like his impact in this game has been very good with that TP rotation bottom, but as the trade-off has been his farm hasn't really maintained itself, and not in this time.
Miracle get himself a kill. Clear that from Miracle. A ball for Liquid, but catching up to do.
They really need their at least feed blink. They're going to go for the Masker Man that's first on Earth. That's partly probably him saying, like, I just haven't farmed as well to get a fast blink. I want to get this higher, like this item I can buy now to have a higher impact. And Slato's close to his blink, so looking at his teammates probably think I can get away with not having a blink because Slato will have a.
They're worried about the potential roasting of Liquid smoking up. The pings were coming out. They'll go and check it out. No one's there at the moment. I think it's 2 members of Liquid coming around outside the side of it. Miracle. All on the tank as well. See if they can catch him out here. Just going. Use the back. He's caught outside the arrow. The Stormer can follow through. Miracle will be false from it just in time, but he gets X-Mark back. They're going to have more than enough damage to bring down the Storm. Miracle's out. He's down. They'll get themselves the kill. Very crucial smoke there from VP, getting that Storm kill.
No one's been incredible in this round, and this is why VP first picked this hero. It's such a comfort hero for him. He plays it so incredibly well. He's managed to hit point-blank arrows without the setup multiple times this game. He found the solo kill earlier on the Earth Spirit. He has been the big player so far for VP.
Dyer's structures are fortified.
Towards the mid. VP grouping up, in the push. Yeah, this game too. Liquid again just to be a little bit scrappy, and BP just pulling it together a bit better.
They find themselves in a trade. I don't know. Likely they'll see them try and defend this top tier one. Find mind control before he finishes his blink would be a great pickup though. But now they're just going to fall back and farm. I think they're afraid that Liquid have a lot of heroes up top, so they're not even trying to defend it right now.
Can't even do anything about that as he has himself an injury. I think it's going to be fine. Bottom lane BP grouping up as 3. Tier 2, but mind control said it would have been nice if BP were able to catch him up before this happened, but he's got a blink on that.
He's got blink. It's time to yeah, that's like at the same time BP just saw him farming top without a blink and not helping his team. You've got to kind of suspect this, but it's matter of how quickly we can get together, smoke up, and catch VP by surprise. Right now, VP are very split across the map.
They've got the scan here. He runs out before he catches any of the members.
The arrow sees a couple though, so they do get some good scouting information there. And now they're going to back on.
It's all about the road control now.
Yeah, that's something perhaps Liquid could try and force, put Ursa and a Finn have Slider around, but the teamfight just not really all that favourable for them.
He's going to get taken down again. He rolls in, but it's essentially straight into the boat. Solo. Again, used that on the sideline. Well, has the possibility to keep on the line. They're trying to go to patch here, but he has the goal. He's going to be okay. Another two-man torrent. That's what Ramsey, he's sneaking in. The Moonlight Shadow Storm and chunks to pieces with the God Strike. And there's two down on Liquid. Maybe even more if they try and chase in. Alright, this is going to reach any of the members. Could force back. 2 for 2 trade there, but Liquid will be happy with losing Miracle on the Storm Spirit, getting him even further back.
Supports for a core in the support. I'm kind of classify Abaddon as support. He's playing that support-like top lane role with the heroes he's playing. They're really running this dual core lineup with this. No one as well as Ramsey's carry, and then their offlane is always this utility supporting healer, the Omni Knight, this game the Abaddon. And it's these offlaners that just enable their carries to do that much more, and killing Miracle has really shut him down and slowed him down. He's 2 and 3. He hasn't got anything in the way of farm. Not having a fun game.
But it's only going to get better for Ramses. They're stacking up the Ancients continuously on the side of VP. I mean, already, what's he got? He's got the Echo, the Helm, 700 on top. If you want to get that blink soon, and clearing the Ancient stats going to put him very, very close to having the goal for it.
Such an early act on Mirana. Mirana's damage output in these fights is very difficult to deal with. And Mirana trying to find an arrow here. You can almost get a solo kill, but it is bait. Liquid is sitting behind Miracle trying to counter-initiate this.
That'll take the wind from their sails.
No,
Dire's bottom tower is being chipped away.
when we're getting that gem. But they're ready to react to potential damage and Miracle, but at the same time, the kill was made onto Mirana. There was the backup of Solo, who was hanging very close.
Careful about how they fight right now.
Time.
Look at that smoke. Pretty good decision. You want to try to fight your way back in this game and do so before spending his Blink Dagger. That's where he's going to hit his next peak.
There's no Abaddon for the fight. He does have a TP available, so he can head over.
Going to get some deep wards down as well. Perhaps put one between the towers or some of that to get vision, but no one in your neighborhood.
Anthony jumping onto Lil, they're caught out the Gunker, they'll take him out. The question is, can VP find a return? Aaron's broken, moving in with the Starstorm, probably getting bursted down low. But should be able to find him unless he control away, and he does. He gets himself out. Miracle juking out the Stormhammer with the full line. He holds the ball on Liquid. It's going to be a clean kill. Nice triple boulder smash there from Kuroki, holding back VP. But Liquid know they've got to get out. They've got to get out of it.
Oh, this is in Roach actually. Wow.
Good job he moved to the side there.
Yep.
That was a close one.
Can't have my dog. Really anticipated that
He's going to bring around it, but it's fine. It looks like he's for the fight, but it's no one coming in with the Ag Starstorm. Immediately taking Kuroki out over. He's going to pop as well. He tries to bring Solo down with him, but it's not going to be his face. But they do get a pick off, then they get the rush, but losing two heroes like that, putting more fuel on the fire that is no one. They can kill him off and mind control coming as well around his very tanky. He's taking up down the pressure, but no one's coming in. The storm out to Miracle, Miracle's out of there. The strong push on for the low ground, beautifully catching out too. Miracle's out, but Superman may even lose the edge here as well as no one. Takes him down, around the corner, but Superman wants to play here. Well, he didn't go down once. He's going to back up though, once he can set up every arrow. No, it's still on cooldown. We don't have the arrow for this, but Superman likely to get away by the looks of it. Tries to cover something. No one continues to chase actually with the burst at the start, but Superman doesn't have him right, he's down. Another big kill for VP.
You can tell he plays Mirana. He's so good at hitting these leaping arrows. He doesn't go for the long range, unlikely to land arrows, which you can kind of predict and dodge. He goes for these leap arrows that you just don't have time to respond to.
On a Storm.
Both and Storm dead in quick succession. That is absolutely catastrophic for Liquid.
And Ramsey's getting that blink. He is very, he's got the money for it. He's got the money for it. What, 17 minutes in? He can get himself the blink, echo, and help. I mean, do you think he goes for him, or does he just go straight at damage, get a crystalist?
He should go blink. You want initiation here, and it combos well with the Mirana. You can blink stun, Mirana follows you up. Really good at him. He's actually, I mean, he's had a bit of a rougher recent game, and as far as the last 5 minutes have gone for him. You don't normally expect him to be number 2 in net worth, but it's his teammate who's number 1, is Mirana. You're okay with every VP, even if Sven doesn't have the the timing on some of his items you'd normally see from a free. So.
7-0-4 at the moment on Nordic. Absolutely perfect performance.
Radiant's bottom tower
He's
is
been
under
incredible.
attack.
He was really one of those breakout star CIS players for the last year, and this new VP team with him
Radiant's bottom tower's got problems.
be one of the standout
Are those
teams,
cracks and
despite their earlier week showing against this game.
He's in the moonlight now, trying to set in. Run an observer and a sentry. Just up and Liquid without giving the info to get the hell out of there. The question is, can they do it in time? VP continues to close in. Pasha chasing down through he's helping himself out of this one by a little bit. Good start. We're on the back for the time being, but the X-Mark's there. On the control, dragging it as fast as quickly as he got out of there. He's going to be gone. I'll give themselves the kill, and VP looking to move forward and maybe try and finish off this tier 2 on the bottom lane.
Just straight down and Moonlight Center down there, so much stronger than team fight. Without those ultimates, this tier 2 tower should be able.
So really with a 4v5, it's very
Dire's
hard for
bottom
Liquid to do
tower is
something
under
here on this
attack.
defensive. And they surround the tower. He will get it. Look at the current mind control. I'll take it. They're just out shield now.
It looks like they want to try and fight into
Dire's
this.
bottom tower is
Keeping in
under
as well. They're going fully in for this one. The target immediately connects off to Kuroki. Not brings it down low, but a good ball of smash. But you know what? Kuroki will still fall though. Miracle Hexer reaches it there. It's easy by Solo. Mind control being bought from by Boba, but they've already lost 2. But potentially lose more hit. Not on the back of the ball. They'll move down the Oracle. It's 3 out on the side of Liquid. VP lose nothing. And from getting a tier 2 to getting 3 kills, they may even get more. Ramses with before he's ready to go for Hydra. Short strength in 10 seconds. And Liquid, they've got the buybacks, but even with those, it just feels at this point, they just can't stop the push. They can't stop the VP.
They're finding these great catches and pickups. Solo's hitting these incredible multiple hero Earth spikes as well. And they kicked the pass on that one. Nice blink dodge, but that's not going to save your ass.
Can they do it? No, mind control. Trying to slow them down with a crush. Liquid, have the team back up, but the melee racks have already been gone.
Good tech ball, they back off knowing Storm's about to respawn, and there is that great catch from the Storm Slider.
And they're out.
Yep. Out with the melee racks and with a single casualty on the VP side. They have dominated game number 2.
VP, they woke up. I was going to say first series, it was not great, but this series, VP looking absolutely fantastic, and Liquid just looking like, well, as I said, you know, with the roster switch up, maybe needing a bit more time to kind of fall into it. You know, obviously Miracle coming over, there's no doubt Miracle an incredible player, but obviously the way that OG used to play around him, something that he really benefited from. Maybe Liquid just need a bit more time to adjust to having that kind of style of play on the team.
It's definitely a very different team structure. I mean, with OG, it was very clearly defined. They had Fly, who always played the defensive saving support, Chris, who could help secure the mid lane, win him, like play these roaming supports, or even sometimes play defensive support himself. And even Notel, that carry core, he often played these heroes to create space and enable Miracle to shine. And now this new Liquid perhaps need just more time to adjust and figure out how Miracle can fit into their formula.
At the same time, it just could be a bad.
Yeah,
it's hard to draw too much back from one series.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone's going to quickly just start jumping to conclusions. New Liquid not looking good. They don't work around Miracle, but it's 1v2. You can't suddenly judge this team entirely based on this team.
Of course, we'll have a lot more of them here at Streamly. Teams how many teams go? What, 10 teams? Or no, 8 teams. 8 teams. So essentially, what we're going to see 7 2-game series from each team. So it's a lot of time for Liquid to develop. The Dreamer.
It's definitely, and it's kind of the much needed match prep.
Absolutely. Mid lane, VP, ready to set up with a Moonlight Shadow. See what they can find. Liquid seem very aware that what's going on.
middle tower is under attack.
You see, just take the tower, trying to make maybe a bit of a jump from Liquid mind control. Think about it. They'll be well aware that VP will be ready to counteract any kind of play.
Oh, mind control. He brought in the outrun. He took his dead away. Mind control. Had to be close by, but again, the damage is going to be too long. There is a beautiful one. The two of our Pokemon race. He's trying to find kills, but he just can't at this stage. Again, Solo turns around. Him in the face. And 3 double down on Liquid as Ramsey jumps in, looks to clean up even more. A buyback comes out from the Timberman with 22 minutes in. VP working on the second lane of Rats. and Liquid, they just can't seem to be able to stop it. They attempt to jump in now, but it's a small optimism about Stormhammer's work. He thinks he'll be able to solo. But VP still sticking around for the fight. And Liquid stop it if they need to do something big. Make a dippy forward. They'll have the fair bit of management to play with. Roshi runs on the back of it all, onto pass, but Ramses, Stormhammer looks down. Still a little solo from the man. Ramses, they're just trying to again from knowing he's been able to stop. Again, can they kill this man? There's going to be a lot of pressure and another, and who's going to get the bounty is going to be Miracle. And that is kind of, obviously, money on the road towards comeback funding.
A long,
It's a long road,
and it's a road that exists.
nearly take goal swing.
That's, yeah,
And they
very
didn't lose mid back.
Yeah, that's the one thing. You end the streak and it goes to the storm, and you don't lose immediately. That's two very big things for Liquid. As far as staying alive in this game, it's still a monumental lead for VP, and that was just like slight overconfidence. They just didn't play around the respawns of Liquid like they did bottom, and they pushed the bottom melee racks. As soon as someone was about to respawn, they backed off, and they're a little bit greedy, thinking they could get the melee racks and get punished for it.
Liquid. They just found that
They still got it.
It's good thoughts, man, that last fight. Looks like a man out for the using right now.
The DP is just gonna take this side.
They can find
They
their
can take
sticks.
this side.
They can push down lane, maybe even win the game. So, a bit of a risk here from Liquid. Maybe they'll take the celebration, but just focus on the round into the new silence. So they're just a little trying to get the start on to Miracle, but Miracle's already out. Roshi, McIntyre's going to rolls himself away. So looking like that, there's something else to close back in onto Miracle. Mind control. He's going to be able to get himself out as well. Immediately TPing out of this one. Looks like Boulder will be the only one to pay for his sins. He's down for 50 seconds. Solo continues to try and fix Miracle, but Miracle goes for the zip TP. Just makes it. Solo nearly getting himself in range for an extra bit of lockdown. So one kill, but that is a kill onto a hero that's not going to be able to get themselves back in the game. And BP, oh, they know what to do. They're going to look to check out Roche. Roche back up in just over a minute. So,
Round of one set there.
no, obviously no one's going down the last fight, but other than that,
Your VP, you definitely don't rush it. Sven's going to be KD from your career, so wait out your ultimates and then try to take another fight. And that's going to be around the Roche pick. You win a fight, you take Roshan, or you can take Roshan and force the fight against Liquid, who probably don't have good answers to fight into this BKB. Ramses just got kited a bit that last fight. He popped his ultimate, tried to go after the Sven, then tried to go after the Storm. Storm disjointed the Storm Hammer with his ball lightning, and Ramses even started getting the anxious because he's like, well, there's no heroes I can get in my flip or pull down. I have no BKB, I'll just do this message. So he didn't really have many options to dish out damage in that. It didn't really matter because VP were never in a position where they were going to lose the fight.
bottom lane from the man. It's really all about, as you said, just Solo getting the team fight control so Ramsey is allowed to chop in his way and Fernando's a bit good. And you know, for the most part of it, Solo has been having a very nice game in terms of getting two hero spots and so
They go for KB as well, it looks like. So they'll get these double BKBs, they'll likely have a solid camp down the road. They'll be a good. I like how they're just playing this so safe. No one's pushing and spamming out the lane for the X on him, so there's no risk of getting picked off by a Storm or an Ursa jump. Ripple will have an Orchid next time, thanks to the kills from the end, but you've got a good answer for this in the Aquatic Shield.
Just as much help as Bob.
and the fact that BKB on Ramses, BKB nearly done on to no one. In fact, the Gross is coming very, very close to it. It's showing up ways to deal with Miracle.
Yeah, he loves the Lion. It looks like they want to try to find a catch up there as well. Maybe see Moonlight Shadow.
Radiant's top tower.
Well, the is already used, so if the tower goes, maybe let's get ourselves to the tier 2. Solo, underneath the stun, bingo. In fact, he made the solo on the shot. Not coming to kill secure and little arrow. He's got a miracle. Get himself out of this. It looks like he can. He just zips out, TP's away. Just keep getting the kill, getting the ages.
They don't even waste any time getting that pick. They're already going to be grouped up around the mid lane, following the
Radiant's top
pickoff.
tower has looked
They'll
better.
be ready to go. Mirana even manages to finish a BKB thanks to the help of that kill.
Dyer's
And
not
just
there.
because they get the ages to Kunta, I guess at this stage, which is
Not slots in
Barriers
there.
have fallen.
Feeling confident VP, you know what I mean? They reacted to that play, so maybe no one was going to pick it up, but they realised they had to get him up ASAP if they wanted to try for kill.
Defense effectively got all these slots used up. Final early. There's some of those items to be upgraded, like the Hymus going into an AC or Moonshot, and Tom the Dominate to stay panic, but we were quite happy with where Sven that he don't need to place the entities, and I guess Mirana, probably could have taken the Aegis, but perhaps they're just thinking no one's not going to die. I also just think there is some level of confidence where they're so far ahead they just didn't really think about who needs an Aegis, because no one needs an Aegis. It's just an added bonus onto their lead.
And talking about how far ahead indeed they are by the numbers
Radiant's
on the
top
network
tower
graph
has been denied.
for the 20k gold lead at the moment for VP. So massively, once again here in game 2, Liquid really with their backs against the wall. And looking to really come to terms with the power of VP in these team fights. VP and get 2 ranks so far. Still a 2-2 remaining up top for Liquid. So Liquid, they need to lead a lot of it. Silverman has the bash yet, but still very much behind the respective scores of VP, with Ramses nearly about 1,000 away from doubling the value of Silverman. So.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Will stop trying to end this game. Feeling like they don't want to drag too much. Sten doesn't really continue to grow from where he is. For one thing, he's kind of slot limited, but for another, as the game goes on, his BKB gets shorter. He's going to get down to that kind of 5-second BKB, and then he also gets kited by increased, like there's a 4-star on Slaughter, there's 4-star on Oracle. The game gets harder and harder for him. This is VP really at the biggest lead we'll see all game, so try and end it while you can.
Leading on Dire's
So
top
this is pretty much the
tower.
final test here for Liquid. They've got to do something to stop this. But the question is, if VP are just too far ahead for that to happen? Looking for the setup with Silverman, trying to buy some of the Bullman. In control of the back, no push, look out for it, no push to hang. Control on to his finger as well. The Silverman falling low, the boat from scratching the Silverman down. Kuroki's the ball as well, he's a hero with good buyback. Mike's dropping play around the shield, and they're still dead. 5 dead on Liquid as Ramsey clears up the back line as GG well played is called. And Virtus.pro, they'll take the series against Liquid 2-0. Which, you know, I think going into this one with the patience people have for Liquid, and looking for the performance we saw from VP against this taking in the first series today, not a lot of people would have predicted that.
Not just that's a 2-0, that's a 2 very convincing victory.
Against Liquid.
Against, Liquid, one of the
Liquid
favorites
is a
coming
miracle.
in. Yeah, Liquid, in theory, that was supposed to be an upgrade in some way, but Liquid got crushed in both games, and it really was a very good team improvement. These people saw in the first series, they drafted better. It was kind of one of those things against Escape, like they lost twice to Alchemy plan for him. This series, no one really got to shine like two and just control the game. I think